Hello, welcome to next class. In previous class, we studied that eicosanoids are produced from essential fatty acids. Now, eicosanoids are divided into two parts. One is prostanoids and another is leukotrienes. Our prostaglandins comes under these parts because prostaglandins are the prostanoid derivatives of fatty acids. So, prostaglandins is composed of 20 carbons. In between 20 carbon, 5 carbons are used to make a cyclic structure. So they are basically known as unique hormones because they are not secreted from any gland like other endocrine hormones, but they are produced throughout the body according to its requirements. Means whenever it is required, it is formed, perform its action, and this degraded. The half-life of prostaglandins is about 30 seconds. So they were first isolated from prostate tissue, hence the name prostaglandin. But further studies showed that they are present in almost all tissues and serve multiple action in our body. Next come to the types of prostaglandins. So there are 5 major types of prostaglandins widely distributed in our body. They are prostaglandin D2, prostaglandin E2, prostaglandin F2, prostacyclin, and thromboxane A2. There are another two types, prostaglandin H and prostaglandin G, which are the intermediates in the synthesis reaction of this prostaglandins D, E, F, I, and thromboxane A2. Now, specific prostaglandins are named with a letter which indicates the type of ring structure. Means these letters D, E, F, I, A. This indicate the type of ring structure which is followed by a number which indicates the number of double bond present in this side chain hydrocarbon. So this is example of prostaglandin E1 because there is one double bond in this side chain hydrocarbon. I have abbreviated this for your easy understanding that according to the ring structure, prostaglandins are divided into prostaglandin D, E, F, prostacyclin, and thromboxane. Then again there is a subdivision according to number of double bond present in this side hydrocarbon chain. For example, prostaglandin E is divided into prostaglandin E1, prostaglandin E2, prostaglandin E3. So there are also subdivisions of these prostaglandins. Prostaglandins are available in 3 series. Series 1 contain 1 double bond and it is derived from linoleic acid. Series 2 contain 2 double bond and it is derived from arachidonic acid, and which is the most common variety among all prostaglandins. Series 3, which is composed of 3 double bonds and it is derived from eicosapentaenoic acid. Now these all structural differences account for their different biological activities. Next we will see the synthesis of prostaglandins. So arachidonic acid is present in membrane phospholipid. The enzyme phospholipase A2 cut the phospholipid and extract arachidonic acid from it. By that time, cyclooxygenase 1 and 2 is activated and convert the arachidonic acid to prostaglandin G2. Next, by the enzyme peroxidase, prostaglandin G2 is converted to prostaglandin H2, and this is the vital step of synthesis reaction, and peroxidase is the key enzyme of this reaction. This is vital step because the 5 major prostanoids, thromboxane A2, prostaglandin D, E, F, and prostacyclin, can be converted from this prostaglandin H2. Okay, so next ATP is converted to cyclic AMP by the enzyme adenyl cyclase. So what prostaglandins actually do? The prostaglandins stimulate this enzyme activity, thus enhance the production of cyclic AMP, and which is actually responsible for all the biological activities are done by prostaglandins. Now when prostaglandins are done with its work, it is deactivated by the enzyme 15-hydroxy dehydrogenase. Next, regulation of this synthesis reaction, that cortisol inhibit the enzyme activity phospholipase A2, epinephrine and thrombin stimulate phospholipase A2. Similarly, aspirin, indomethacin, and paracetamol inhibit this cyclooxygenase 1 and 2. Now, why this stimulation and inhibition occurs? I will take one example from inhibition and stimulation and explain this. So when thrombin will be in your blood, when you have cut on your skin, right? So this thrombin then stimulate the activity of phospholipase A2 and thus enhance the production of thromboxane A2, so that the as soon as possible blood clot is formed in this particular area. Okay, now one function of paracetamol is to reduce your body temperature, right? So prostaglandins are responsible for hypothermia. So paracetamol irreversibly inhibit the cyclooxygenase 1 and 2, thus reduces your body temperature. Like paracetamol and thrombin, each regulators has their specific reason to stimulate or inhibit the action of prostaglandins. Next we'll see how prostaglandin act on your body. So when your body is functioning normally, then the baseline amount of prostaglandins is synthesized by the action of enzyme cyclooxygenase 1. But when you have any injury or inflammation, the extra amount of prostaglandins are synthesized by the enzyme cyclooxygenase 2, and it will give immediate response to that injury. And now this both enzyme cyclooxygenase 1 and cyclooxygenase 2 are inhibited by these non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs. So these 5 major prostanoids are formed in specific cells for their specific purposes. Like thromboxanes are formed in platelet cell, and among all thromboxanes, thromboxane A2 is responsible for vasoconstriction and platelet aggregation. So vasoconstriction is the process of narrowing your blood vessels. So when vasoconstriction occurs, when you are exposed to too much cold weather, okay, then for thromboxane A2 is produced, and it will reach your vascular muscle cells of the skin surface, and it will constrict your blood vessels, thus decreasing your surface area of the skin, and it reduces the heat loss through the skin surface. Now prostaglandins cannot enter the target cell normally. It always need a receptor. The receptors through which the prostaglandins are entering into the target cell are called GPCR, that is G protein coupled receptor, and every GPCR has their specific names. I have written here just AB for your easy understanding. Okay. So now platelet aggregation, when you have cut on your skin, then blood clot will be there. So the extra amount of thrombin will stimulate the enzyme phospholipase A2 to produce thromboxane A2, so that as soon as possible blood clot can occur at this injury place. Okay. Now next come to the function of prostacyclin. In opposite to thromboxane A2, prostacyclin I2 is responsible for vasodilation, which is widening your blood vessels, and it is responsible for platelet declumping. So when there is needless blood clotting in your body, then prostacyclin which declump the platelets, so that blood clot cannot form in that particular area. Next, prostaglandin Fs are produced in the uterine. So prostaglandin F2 alpha is responsible for uterine smooth muscle contraction during childbirth, and prostaglandin D2 is responsible for our immune response. It will fight against allergic asthma by the process chemotaxis. Thus it plays an important role or vital role in wound healing and inflammation. The last is prostaglandin E, which is almost present in all tissues in your body, and is responsible for various functions like bone resorption, fever generation, maturation for ovulation and fertilization, and pain response. So bone resorptions it will occur when there is a deficiency of vitamins and minerals in your blood. Then prostaglandin E2 will stimulate the osteoclast to break down the bone tissue and extract the vitamins and minerals from it. Okay. Similarly, prostaglandin E2, when injected into the organum vasculosum lamina terminalis and in the preoptic area in hypothalamus, it will generate fever. Then ovarian cell, it is responsible for maturation, for ovulation and fertilization, and if prostaglandin E2 is injected into the neurons of spinal cord, it will give pain response. Okay, so that's all about prostaglandins. By this we finish our class today. So see you in the next class. Thank you for watching.